Exclamation, everybody, and welcome back to LiveCraftMine server. I missed the second episode that I should have put out on Sunday for a relatively good reason. I have been working to try to get some resources. I'm still struggling a bit on the resources, but I have a ton of iron now, and apparently the world ends right outside my door here. Let's try that again. There we go. Yeah, I've been struggling to just get resources off camera and all that stuff. I was considering doing a technical caving episode, but I haven't figured out what topic I'm going to do it on yet. I was suggested that I do a topic on the best hardware for your computer systems and all that stuff, but I haven't figured out yet what hardware I'm going to employ in my own system that I want to build. So I was going to hold off on that until I've actually done some of my own research, and then I'll tell you what I have selected and why. And on top of that, a lot of the resources I'm collecting was for the redstone stuff that I want to do. So while I'm here in my base, let's talk about some of the redstone that I've been working on. First of all, I wanted to make a storage area, but I wanted to do it with a twist. I am, as you can tell from my chests here, I am a very disorganized person, very, very disorganized. But I like having crap chests like this, where I can just toss anything I want in here, and I just have to remember where stuff's at. Unfortunately, that gets a little monotonous after a while, because I'm looking through chests all the time trying to find what I'm looking for, and sometimes I forget where I've put it, and sometimes I switch up what chest it's in, so on and so forth, and then I have these random chests just kind of sitting around. So I decided I want a storage system finally. Finally, mercifully, I want to make a storage area, but with a twist, and that twist is I want to have a crap chest still, where I can just toss stuff in here and have it automatically sort it for me. So I have the beginnings of it. I don't have enough resources to do quite the extensive, storage area that I want, but I've got enough for now. Is that dark? That's spruce. Okay, I have enough that I can do at least show you what I'm going for, and then you can see it in action. So I will put up in here some spruce wood and some oak, and I'll just fill out the rest of it with the oak wood, since I have more of that than I have the spruce. And you see it's already getting sucked down into hoppers into our storage area. And if I come over here into this disaster area, you'll see that I have the very basics of a storage area going on here. Not the most compact thing I've ever seen. This is not my design. I've taken this off the interweb. I unfortunately did not write down the name of the YouTuber I took it off of. But suffice to say, if you look for storage sorting system, you will uncover it. Essentially, it requires 3 stacks of hoppers, which is why I don't have it fully fleshed out yet, because it requires lots and lots of iron, as you can imagine. So I've got right now it's set up for oak wood and spruce wood. And what it does is the chest is back here. These are just regular hoppers in series. As you can see, they're all pointing into one another. And then that goes across the top here, and then anything that's miscellaneous will just kind of collect up here for right now. I could put a chest here and have it go into there, but for right now, that's good enough for me. And I've got the hoppers below here. Obviously, this hopper's got what I want in the chest ultimately, as well as some dirt that I've evened out to the point where I know that if I just have one more that comes in of this guy, it'll go out into the chest. I've got a comparator here, and it's facing away from the hopper, and coming down to a repeater, which is facing towards this redstone torch, which will then turn off and cause stuff that has come down into this hopper to go into the chest. Unfortunately, I do get one that kind of straggles behind. I don't know how to fix that. I think that's just the price of doing business. You got one in here and one down here. So there's always going to be, I'm always going to be off by 2 whenever I do stuff. But other than that, it's fairly straightforward. So what happens is this hopper here is pointing towards the comparator, and then this is causing enough of a signal that it's firing off. That when one more thing comes in there, it will fire off this redstone torch and make it with the babies. The downfall to this is I'm using dirt as the means of things that I don't want. That is because I tried, actually, this was the reason I have this snow farm here, was I was trying to put snowballs in there, but because they only stacked to 16, it was causing the formula to be rather rough, where I just couldn't get the things in here that I wanted. I also tried a little bit earlier to have one that just would take all saplings, regardless, and I was struggling with that as well, but I was trying to do it with the snowballs. So the thing I was struggling with that was that it was even though I had like 4 different saplings in here, it was not always taking from this side or from the other sides. It was sometimes taking too many from one section, and then it was no longer, you know, that sapling was no longer a viable thing to come into the chest. So it looks like these only work if you have the exact item that you want and a bunch of crap after it. So, and then this one has finished its thing, so I should be getting some spruce wood into here. Oh, I guess the spruce wood already finished, huh? So, yep, there's all my spruce wood, and there's all the oak wood I threw in there. Okay, that's good. It runs pretty quickly, which is the nice thing. So I imagine as I get more and more of these expanding outward this way, it'll get a little bit slower. But for right now, that's a nice way to separate out my my different items. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably put the chests, you know, the double chest this way, facing this way, and then cover this all up as best as I can, and just move this door over and just have a line where I just come across here and I can get whatever I want, and I'll have to spruce the whole thing up and make it look somewhat presentable. But right now this has been a several hour ordeal here where I've been trying to just figure this thing out and get it to work. It's not quite as compact as I thought it would be when I saw it on the video, but it's working well, and that's all I really care for at the moment, is that it's working well. And I've got room to expand, so it's not like I'm hurting myself too much in that regard. So that's cool. So once I get that fully fleshed out with all the hoppers and everything else, it'll be an awesome day when I can just come in here, drop all the stuff out of my inventory that I don't care about, and have it just get sorted automatically for me, and then all these chests can go away, and it'll be an awesome day. As you can see, this is the resources I have so far. I got a ton of emeralds because I'm in this you know, mountainous terrain here. So that's always a cool thing. And all this snow, obviously, I'm just collecting it for use in the nether when I want to go grab some blaze rods, which I need to do at some point very soon. I need to go in there and just grab me some blaze rods with my snowball. So that is one thing I've been doing off camera. Also, I've been collecting a lot of reeds so I can get this as my enchanting area. I've got one bookshelf now. But I'm gonna need lots of leather, and I have to bring some cows over. Kazoo and I were just on a little bit earlier, and he was doing a little video, and this is our setup for that. And I've taken the wheat farm that I had, and I've moved it over to the farm area. Actually, before I go over there, since it looks like it's nighttime and I'm the only one on right now, let us reset the time so we don't get quite as many mobs going on. Plus, it's probably try to keep the rain to a minimum whenever we possible. So if I come over here, you'll see that off camera I've been busy. I've trying to spread the love as far as all the planting and stuff, so Kazua can get access to everything. It's not just, I don't feel like I'm monopolizing it then. You see he's made a head here, a dwarven head, that goes down into a mine shaft that he's going to be digging out. Very cool indeed. Very cool. It will fit with the surrounding environs. And this is what I've been doing. I've got a little path up here to the farm area. I've decided to clear cut as much as I can as far as the trees go. And this will be sort of our farmlands. You see, we also have access to a roofed forest there, so I've got some dark oak wood now too. So we've got all the major woods here except for jungle wood, which is rather awesome. I've got acacia saplings, so we can have pretty much everything. And once I get some jungle saplings going, which I apparently forgot a piece of wood here, I guess. Oh no, there was a second tree here. Let's get rid of this so that this doesn't look so funky. So yeah, I can plant those, and then we'll have every range of tree that we can possibly get. I believe a jungle has been found on the server. I just have to track it down and find out where. Down here, I've got a daylight sensor. It's actually a nighttime sensor because I have reversed it, or inverted it, I should say. So if we look at it real quick here, you see I just have a piece of redstone there, and then I've got a torch on the other side of this block, so it's inverted. So at nighttime, this should fire off. And right now, it's not attached to anything. The idea here is that this will be sort of a timer that we can use for various projects in here. What I want to do is, first of all, I want to link that up somehow to this wheat farm and have a fully automated wheat farm for us, which even though that this hasn't been loaded, this wheat has grown quite nicely. I'm glad to see that. But I wanted to first and foremost have it linked up to this reeds here, to these reeds, where I wanted to be able to. I just hit too much of that. I want to be able to have pistons set up here. Where's my stuff here? There we go. I want to be able to have pistons set up on the top here, where I can, and have it linked to the nighttime sensor, right? Oh, one right there too. Have it linked to the nighttime sensor, so that every night it will activate pistons, which will knock the top two blocks off of here and into hoppers, or even just the top one block. I don't know if two will work, because it might fall down to here where I can't get at it. I don't know how that will work, but that's something I have to figure out. Knock those into hoppers and then retract. Now the tricky part there, and this is the part I haven't quite figured out yet, is I don't want it. Normally it would stay on all night, right? So the pistons will stay extended all night long, which means these reeds won't have a chance to grow overnight. Not that, I don't know if they even grow at nighttime. I'm pretty sure they do, but what I would like to do is have it just be a pulse, if I can figure out how to do that, where it'll just, kerchunk with the pistons, and then even though it's still nighttime, they won't be activated anymore. They'll just activate once and retract, and then this will have all night and all day then to grow one more block, and then the next nighttime will come and do the same thing. I want to see if there's a way to do that. I don't know if there is or not. I kind of have an idea where I could probably do a sort of a dropper type of thing, but we'll see. I'll see how I can figure that out. This is a project for yet another day, along with the wheat farm. What I didn't realize, though, I found this out in the live stream. I was observing some of the villagers. I found a village way out, 1,000 blocks away. And I went through and I broke some of the wheat. And I just kind of stood there and watched and waited. And eventually villagers came over and replanted the wheat that I broke, which is good news, because that means that if I have an automated thing here where I just wash away all the wheat and all the seeds with a water stream, right? And then I let loose a villager in here, My theory is that that villager will then go and replant everything, and he'll replant them with, you know, magical seeds that I don't have. Like I'll still have all the seeds and all the yield from it, but then he'll be able to just go and replant everything. The trick there is, I notice that the villagers will, if the wheat is fully grown, they will break it themselves, and then I don't get anything that they broke, right? It just goes into their magical inventory and just disappears from the game. So the trick is to keep them locked up and away from it until the wheat has fully grown. Until all of the wheat has fully grown, then have the water flow come through. Then when it's empty, have the villager come through, and hopefully, as their AI demands it, they'll replant some or all of it. That is going to be a very, very tricky thing. I don't know if it's even going to be possible, but it's something that is on my mind, something I want to do. Again, in the future, try not to do too much redstone at once because it is very frustrating. It takes many, many hours to do things, and it takes many, many hours for me to look things up. And then once I've looked them up, actually get them to work in game, because a lot of the redstone tutorials out there are in creative mode, and you know, I got to do everything in survival here. So other things I've been working on. If we come up above here, you'll see off in the corner that I've begun to get the stairs in. This is not the final look and feel of the stairs. I still have a lot of work here. I just wanted to at least get them down so that it'll be easier to come through and change them and make them look the way I want them to look. And this is not the full extent of it either. I'm going to have it come out this way and then continue down the mountain here. And then, as you can see, I got my portal up there. Someone came through and broke the portal that was there and then created 2 new ones and then broke those. I don't know what their thought process was, but I put a new portal down, and it's still linked up to my portal in the Nether. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't have any diamond pickaxes, so I can't take those down and reclaim the obsidian just yet. But that is the next thing on my list. So this will come all the way down, and then what I want to do as well is start to work on the portal area there. I'm going to work from there, and I'm going to work out from there. So that's going to be sort of the center of the area, or the center of the valley, sort of. And then from there, you know, build houses, and then just sort of wind my way back out and up onto this mountain and whatnot. When you come up here, up to the top through the cloud layer, I've been busy up here as well. As you can see, I've got more of this fleshed out. I don't know if I'm going to keep this the way it is. I just sort of kind of been trying something different. I don't want it to look exactly the same as this, because I want this to be distinctive, and I want this side to be distinctive, or at least the same as these sides to be the same and these sides to be the same with each other, but not the same between the both of them. So this is what I've gone for so far. I haven't quite finished up there yet. And you see I've begun these stairs, but I'm not even close to finishing them yet. And I've got the roof up for the most part. So if we come up here with our dirt pillaring, you'll see we have a bunch of snow because it's been raining like crazy out here. But I've got the roof down, the top, bottom roof, that is. And then I'm putting this oak wood along the edge here. And then I'm going to have sort of some kind of decorative piece on top here. I'm not quite sure yet what it's going to be, but it's going to go up a little bit, and then I'm going to have another roof on top of this, I think, that will come out sort of like the same way as this, but it'll be a smaller one. I'll just overhang a little bit. And then on top of that, I want to put a horse or some other kind of statue. Ooh, almost fell down on top of it. So what level am I at here? I'm at 151. Okay, I got plenty of room to do that stuff. So that's what I'm going to do here. This section in the middle is not going to stay plain like this plain wood. I'm going to do some kind of decorative touches here. This was just me just filling it out so I can see what I have to work with. Behind this is empty as well, so I need to break this out and put some torches or something under there to kind of keep it a little bit lit up so we don't get any mobs spawning in there. There's not a lot of room for them to spawn, but still probably enough. And then I got to figure out what I'm going to make the floor out of. I haven't quite figured that out yet. And then, of course, I have to tie it in with the walls that I'm going to make. And I've decided that the wall this way, I'm going to do this wall first. The wall this way is going to come out down here and around the mountain. Now, the interesting thing about this is this mountain does wrap around a little bit, slightly. But if I run out to here and I do a little refresh job, right? Just over that mountain over there is the spawn area. So we're actually not that far away as I thought we were. We're actually pretty close. So that's good because I can bring the wall down here and then have it just turn at some point. And then I'm going to build a over by the portal over there. I'm going to have a road that just comes out this way and goes through this mountain and across that mountain and then over to the spawn area. So we can just walk back there. It's not as far as I thought it was. Because when I initially found this area, I actually walked that way and then all the way around in there somewhere, and then I eventually came back this way. So it seemed like it was a longer walk than it actually is. So that works out quite well for us over here in the Valley of Middle Earth, or whatever we are going to be calling it. I haven't done much else other than lots and lots of mining. I need some food too. I need to get my food situation situated. I also need to get a bunch of farm, breeding stations in. I've got plenty of pigs around here. I need to get some cows going as well. A few other things on my list. But rather than have this be just a talky episode, I want to at least get something accomplished on camera, even though it is getting a bit late for me. So what I'm going to do is work on a little bit on the frontage of my house here, because I realized as I was sitting here doing stuff, I've pretty much got a hobbit hole here, except for the dirt or the stone on top. I can change some of that stone to dirt eventually, but what I want to do is make sort of a frontage, make some some doors here on this side and on the other side, and then we'll call it an episode. I know I didn't get much accomplished, but I've been doing quite a lot off camera, so it's sort of balances itself out, I think. So let me get working on this, and then I will be right back. All right, everybody, I'm back, and did you ever look at something you've done in Minecraft and just go, that is the ugliest damn thing I've ever made? I'm kind of getting that vibe slightly here. Well, having said that, I don't know that there's much else I could do that would make this look decent. Like, I think there's some more detail work I could do here, around here. But if I want this to be sort of embedded in the wall like this, I think this is probably good enough. The best that I can do, I think, in terms of this. So I've got just dark oak wood here. I've got some magenta stained glass. And I've got the spruce wood here. I did put dark oak wood here, but you couldn't really tell what the hell this was. You couldn't really see it that well against the other dark wood. So I kind of made it spruce wood. And I think that stands out a little bit better, which I kind of like. I just need to, I think, spruce up the area a little bit. This is the unpolished diorite as well. And then I did the same thing, or a similar thing, up here. I wanted it to be not the same exact thing as down there, but still I wanted to sort of be integrated in with the mountaintop. So I covered it with dirt and everything else, and did the same sort of design here, except I added an additional window and I put this up a little bit higher. Those kinds of things. Again, I think it's probably the best I can do with the materials that I have, and the well, not even with the materials that I have. It's more like the best I can do with the brain that I have as far as creativity goes. So I'm going to stick with that for now. Obviously, I'm going to spruce up the outside a little bit more. But in here, I definitely want to spruce this whole area up. I want this to look like an actual house. I want to get rid of all the gravel and stuff and just, make it, I've got tons and tons of smooth stone that I've been smelting up down below in the mines. So I want to put some nice touches in here, make it look lived in, look like it's an actual house. Get this completed in here, so on and so forth. Have some actual rooms, probably back here because I got a lot of expansion room back there, so on and so forth. So there's still a lot that I want to do on the inside here, and this always looks a little dark right there, so I'm going to put a torch right there. Not that I don't have enough torches around here, for crying out loud. But yeah, I'm going to continue to spruce things up here and continue to do things with the redstone. I just wanted to sort of, today's episode was mostly me just showing the redstone stuff that I've done and some of the other things I've done off camera. I want to continue with the wall and so on and so forth. So, but I think that will do it for this episode of the LiveCraftMine server. Thank you very much, very much for joining me. And I hope you have enjoyed what you've seen so far. And obviously I'm going to continue keeping on with the builds here and whatnot. And I will see you next time.